morning. So, queue is empty. I do have enough sponsors for the big video. So I am good, that big recording, I am going to get that up either today or tomorrow. So anything else with contribution will be immediate. So what to talk about over coffee today? You know, with all the stories coming in about bad parents, bad boomers, you know, it just triggers my own memories, my own recollections of these people. You know, my mother being dead, my father I haven't uttered a word to in I think 7 years. So, you know, got me thinking, which a point I've made on this channel before. You know, when I read these stories of people writing in who are unsure or have this guilt about going no contact, you know, here's the question I would ask you. What is your crowning moment with these people? What is your moment that was so wonderful and so, this is what my parents should have been about? Like, this is why I feel guilty because of X or Y, or they did this. Okay? Outside of money related, you know, because what we find out is most people hang in there for an inheritance, or because their narcs are floating the money, or just buying their allegiance. That's not real. What's the real moment? What's the thing you miss? What do you miss about your narcissist? What is it? Is it anything? Because in my case, it's absolutely nothing. And that would be the question that I got thinking that I would pose to the golden child, to Precious, my brother. Like, you have this allegiance to them, and, you know, specifically now my father, since my mother's dead. But why? I would ask him, what is your allegiance to them? What is it they did for you that would make you so loyal to them? What is it? See, in my case, my parents ended up screwing my brother the same as they ended up screwing me once I was out. The only thing he would have that binds them was their abuse of me, the black sheep. Outside of that, now they're never going to be able to admit that to you. Never. What is it? What is it that binds you? What is your moment of like, oh, these wonderful parents I need in my life? What is it? It's nothing. It's not there, because even the golden child have their run-ins. Even the golden children, outside of what they bought you or what they paid the golden child off with, what is their real moment with the narcissist? There isn't one. They're just being bought off. Their real moment of emotional bliss, their real bond outside of materialistic things, is their abuse of you. And I'll give you an example of something I just discovered, that I just put together as I was driving Charlene into work. It's just like, oh my God. So I've talked about how my mother threw me into kindergarten at 4 years old. No nursery school, no other structured learning, just threw me in there to get me out of the house. And how bad it went, and how bad my schooling was, because I was 1 year to 2 years younger than every kid in my class, than everybody. There were 4 of us like that they needed. In my town, they needed a certain amount of children in order to have an X amount of classes. And what their problem was is these boomers weren't having kids at the rate they were in the past. And they weren't going to have, and here was the concern, they weren't going to have enough students to form a class of 1990, and that would put in jeopardy their ability to field the high school football team. Like, this is how crazy mentality of the town I went in. So they grabbed all these kids like on the cusp of turning 5 before December of the next school year, which was way too young, way too young. So they started us at 4, just so they could have enough kids so the state of New Jersey would let them officially have enough classes. So my mother looking for any excuse to get me out of the house. Okay. Boom. Gone. Boom. Takes me in. They put me through this bullshit testing where they pointed at crayons and asked me which color they were. Oh, he's a genius. Put him in. Yeah, he's a genius. And as the story went, my mother was trying to have, the reason why there was a 5.5 year age difference between my brother and I was because my mother, they tried for two years to get pregnant and she just couldn't. And I just realized, okay, because I had heard her make other comments about being on birth control back then. I'm like, I thought she was trying to get, and it just dawned on me. My brother was born in August. My brother was born in August of 1978. I started kindergarten in September of 1977. They put me in that class in like September, August. They rushed me right into it. It was like boom, boom thing. What happened was my mother was faking being off birth control with my father for 2 years, acting like she was trying to get pregnant, and she wasn't. What she wanted to do is wanted to make sure she didn't have 2 little kids at home at the same fucking time. How long does it take to get birth control out of your system? About 2 months back then. About 2 months to cycle it out. When did she end up getting pregnant with my brother? November. Okay, so what does that mean? It means I was sacrificed to my brother before he was even born. I was sacrificed to the golden child before he was even born. Why? Because my mother was a lazy sack of shit who didn't want to have 2 young kids at home at the same time, and that way she can focus on her little golden child. Because I reminded her too much of her father or whoever, because I looked too much like her. I mean, at the beginning, I mean, it's all selfishness. It's all selfishness born out of her laziness, her sloth. That's why she pushed me out of the house at that age. That's why. And she was acting like, oh, I just can't get pregnant. And boom, the second I'm out of the house. 2 months later, she's pregnant. How long does it take, and how long did it usually take to cycle off of birth control? About 2 months. She never looked up. They never helped. It was just get him out of my hair. I got this one to worry about. So when the golden child is born into that, okay, it has to set up an entire aura around that child's life that they know that they're the product, that they know that you, the black sheep, has been sacrificed for them. Which is why the thought of anything going your way or sacrificing anything for you is so offensive to them. So like, what are you talking about? Since birth, since before my conception, you were being sacrificed for me. So like, if you have this, so if you ever in your life have the opportunity to question that golden child who's still in contact with the narc, who's still looking at you as the black sheep, ask them, what is your golden moment with our parents that solidifies them as for all this respect outside of money or anything that they have given you materialistically? What is this moment of love and emotion other than your abuse of me? So unless they can, well, we all bonded in sacrificing you and abusing you, they'll never be able to admit it, and they might not even realize it because they were born into it. They were born into it. Born into the sacrifice of you. I think that there's nothing I miss about these people. Nothing. Not one bonding moment that I can think of that were like, oh, wow, that's what nothing. Nothing. I promise you the golden child doesn't have it either. Why? Because anything given to them is materialistic and money driven. None of it's real. The only thing that was real in their bonding was their abuse of you. And that's that. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you think in the comments section if you want to get your story in. Like I said, MTQ. If you want to support the channel as well, sponsor for someone else, could always use that. Channel really needs to grow. Could really use your support. You know what to do with the links in the description box. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed, everybody who has sponsored, and continues to do so. You're greatly appreciated. All right, everybody. See you soon.